Welcome to Crisis in Perception, where we examine the systems shaping our world, one book at a time. You ever get that feeling that the world is just getting harder and harder to make sense of? Well, if you do, you are definitely not alone. The philosopher Hannah Arendt was talking about this decades ago. She noticed this widespread sense that, as she put it, the essential structure of all civilizations is at the breaking point. And here's the thing. This feeling of everything breaking down, it's not just some vague anxiety. It's a real political condition. Today, we're going to dive into how the way we experience reality itself impacts the health of our societies, all thanks to the incredible work of two thinkers who saw this coming, Hannah Arendt and Walter Benjamin.
Okay, so here's the main idea, the absolute core of it all. When a society loses its common ground, when we can't even agree on a shared reality anymore, well, that's when things get really dangerous. It creates a vacuum, one that's just waiting to be filled by systems of total control. And that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
So how does this actually happen? How does a whole society start to come apart at the seams? Well, according to Arendt and Benjamin, it doesn't start with politicians or elections. Nope. It starts with something much deeper, our perception. It starts with a breakdown in the very way we process the world around us. Imagine a society just constantly getting battered by one crisis after another. Non-stop shocking events and jarring changes. Both these thinkers saw that eventually people just get exhausted, totally overwhelmed. We hit a point where we lose the ability to meaningfully process, to feel what's happening. It's like a kind of collective numbness sets in. And let's be clear, this numbness isn't about people being ignorant or choosing to look away. Not at all. It's a psychological defense mechanism. Our brains are just trying to cope. But here's the danger. That defense mechanism creates a void, an empty space where our shared meaning and understanding of the world used to be. And that's where a personal problem becomes a massive social one. As Walter Benjamin pointed out, this is when the art of storytelling itself begins to die. I mean, think about it. If we can't even process our own experiences, how are we supposed to share them with others in a meaningful way? And those shared stories, that's the glue that holds a culture together. Without them, what Arendt called our common world just dissolves. But this void, this loss of a common world, it doesn't just stay empty for long. It actively creates a new kind of person. Someone who is, frankly, the perfect recruit for mass ideological movements. Without that shared reality, we become what Arendt called atomized. We're like individual atoms just floating around, completely disconnected from our communities and from each other. Our relationships start to be defined by competition and mistrust instead of solidarity. We're all in the same space, but we are utterly alone. And you know what? That state of isolation is deeply painful. It's not how we're wired as human beings. We crave connection, we crave purpose. And that desperation makes these isolated, atomized individuals incredibly vulnerable. They'll latch onto any movement that offers simple answers and, most importantly, that powerful feeling of belonging. And here's a really sharp observation from Arendt. She noticed that these massive totalitarian movements didn't really pull from the politically active crowd. No, they built their power by appealing to the huge crowds of apparently indifferent people, the ones all the other political parties had totally ignored. They tapped right into that profound loneliness. To really get this connection between being isolated and falling for an ideology, let's use a quick metaphor. Let's paint a picture. And that is the terrifying power of totalitarian ideology. When the world feels confusing and uncertain, like a thick fog, it offers a single, loud, confident voice that cuts right through it. It gives you a clear direction. And honestly, in that moment, it doesn't even matter if that direction leads off a cliff. In the fog, the certainty is everything. Okay, so when you understand this link, this connection between our inner world of perception and the outer world of politics, it really changes everything. It completely reframes how we think about where political threats actually come from. So what does this mean for us right here, right now? It means we have to look so much deeper than just the daily headlines and the politicians yelling at each other. It forces us to ask a tougher question. Where are the real vulnerabilities in the foundation of our society? And the ultimate takeaway is this. The health of our shared culture is the absolute bedrock of our political freedom. Authoritarianism isn't just some political problem that pops up out of nowhere. It's a symptom of a much deeper cultural crisis. And we can see the echoes of this all over the place today, can't we? In the erosion of trust, in our digital echo chambers. that shared reality is fracturing more every single day. This entire analysis is built on the brilliant paired insights of these two thinkers. You've got Walter Benjamin diagnosing the cultural decay in his essays in Illuminations, and then Hannah Arendt in The Origins of Totalitarianism, mapping out the terrifying political consequences that are sure to follow. Now, their writing can be a challenge, for sure, but it is so profoundly rewarding. We really can't recommend it enough. Go find their work, check it out from your local library, and just wrestle with these ideas for yourself. For the full, long-form deep dive into this topic and its ideas, follow the link in the description. If you enjoy systems-level analysis like this, please subscribe and comment with books or topics you'd like us to explore next.